Shri Guru Pahi Mam Paramadayalu Pahi Mam Shringeri Jagadguru Pahi Mam Bharati Tirtha Pahi Mam Shri Guru Pahi Mam Paramadayalu Pahi Mam Shringeri Jagadguru Pahi Mam Bharati Tirtha Pahi Mam Shri Guru Pahi Mam बीजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिरिवोद्भूतं यथा निद्रया यः साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयं तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः। श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये यः साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयं तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः। श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः माया कल्पितदेशकाल कलनावैचित्र्यचित्रीकृतं बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः माया कल्पितदेशकालकलनावैचित्र्यचित्रीकृतं मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यपि महायोगीव यस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः। श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यपि महायोगीव यस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः। श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये यस्यैव स्फुरणं सदात्मकमसत्कल्पार्थं भासते साक्षात् तत्त्वमसीति वेदवचसा यो बोधयत्याश्रितान् यस्यैव स्फुरणं सदात्मकमसत्कल्पार्थं भासते साक्षात् तत्त्वमसीति वेदवचसा यो बोधयत्याश्रितान् यत् साक्षात्करणात् भवेन पुनरावृत्तिर्भवाम्भो निधौ तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः। श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये यत् साक्षात्करणात् भवेन पुनरावृत्तिर्भवाम्भो निधौ तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः। श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये नानाच्छिद्रघटोदरस्थितमहादीपप्रभाभास्वरम् ज्ञानं यस्य तु चक्षुरादिकरणद्वारा बहिस्पन्दते नानाच्छिद्रघटोदरस्थितमहादीपप्रभाभास्वरम् ज्ञानं यस्य तु चक्षुरादिकरणद्वारा बहिस्पन्दते ज्ञानमीति तमेव भान्तमनुभात्येतत् समस्तं जगत् तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः। श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये जानामीति तमेव भान्तमनुभात्येतत् समस्तं जगत् तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः। श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये देहं प्राणमपीन्द्रियाण्यपि चलां बुद्धिं च शून्यं विदुः त्रिबालान्धजडोपमास्त्वहमिति भ्रान्ताभृशं वादिनः देहं प्राणमपीन्द्रियाण्यपि चलां जडोपमास्त्वहमिति भ्रान्ताभृशं वादिनः मायाशक्तिविलासकल्पितमहाव्यामोहसंहारिणे तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये मायाशक्तिविलासकल्पितमहाव्यामोहसंहारिणे तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये राहुग्रस्तदिवाकरेन्दुसदृशो माया समाच्छादनात् सन्मात्रः करणोपसंहरणतो यो भूत्सुषुप्तः पुमान् राहुग्रस्तदिवाकरेन्दुसदृशो माया समाच्छादनात् सन्मात्रः करणोपसंहरणतो यो भूत्सुषुप्तः पुमान् प्रागस्वाप्समिति प्रबोधसमये यः प्रत्यभिज्ञायते तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये प्रागस्वाप्समिति प्रबोधसमये यः प्रत्यभिज्ञायते तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये बाल्यादिष्वपि जाग्रदादिषु तथा सर्वास्वस्थास्वपि व्यावृत्तास्वनुवर्तमानमगमित्यन्तस्फुरन्तं सदा बाल्यादिष्वपि जाग्रदादिषु तथा यस्वास्वस्थास्वपि व्यावृत्तास्वनुवर्तमानमगमित्यन्तस्फुरन्तं सदा स्वात्मानं प्रकटीकरोति भजतां यो मुद्रया भद्रया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये स्वात्मानं प्रकटीकरोति भजतां यो मुद्रया भद्रया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये विश्वं पश्यति कार्यकारणतया स्वस्वामि सम्बन्धतः शिष्याचार्यतया तथैव पितृपुत्राद्यात्मना भेदतः विश्वं पश्यति कार्यकारणतया स्वस्वामि सम्बन्धतः शिष्याचार्यतया तथैव पितृपुत्राद्यात्मना भेदतः स्वप्ने जागृति वायतेष पुरुषो माया परिभ्रामितः तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये स्वप्ने जागृति वायतेष पुरुषो माया परिभ्रामितः तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये दूरं भास्य नलो निलोम्बरमहर्नाथो हिमांशुः पुमान् इत्याभाति चराचरात्मकमिदं यस्वैव भूत्यष्टकम् दूरं भास्य नलो निलोम्बरमहर्नाथो हिमांशुः पुमान् इत्याभाति चराचरात्मकमिदं श्रवणात् तदर्थमननाध्यानाच्च सङ्कीर्तनात् सर्वात्मत्वमिति स्फुटीकृतमिदं यस्मादमुष्मिन् स्तवे तेनास्य श्रवणात् तदर्थमननाध्यानाच्च सङ्कीर्तनात् सर्वात्मत्वमहाविभूतिसहितं स्यादीश्वरत्वं स्वतः सिद्ध्येत्तत् पुनरष्टधा परिणतं चैश्वर्यमव्याहतं सर्वात्मत्वमहाविभूतिसहितं स्यादीश्वरत्वं स्वतः सिद्ध्येत्तत् पुनरष्टधा परिणतं चैश्वर्यमव्याहतम्. अज्ञानध्वान्तविध्वंसि सहस्रकरतेजसं सच्चित्सुखात्मक ब्रह्मनिविष्टहृदयाम्बुजम् अज्ञानध्वान्तविध्वंसि सहस्रकरतेजसं सच्चित्सुखात्मक ब्रह्मनिविष्टहृदयाम्बुजम् पद्मासनोपविष्टं च ध्यानस्तिमितलोचनं समङ्काय शिरोग्रीवं धारयन्तं महाप्रभं पद्मासनोपविष्टं च ध्यानस्तिमितलोचनं समङ्काय शिरोग्रीवं धारयन्तं महाप्रभं सहस्रकिरणस्पर्धि देहकान्तिसमुज्ज्वलं सहस्रकिरणस्पर्धि देहकान्तिसमुज्ज्वलं निर्विकल्पसमाधिस्थं निश्चलावयवं शिवं निर्विकल्पसमाधिस्थं निश्चलावयवं शिवं देहादिब्रह्मपर्यन्ते भोग्ये तुच्छत्वधियुतं देहादिब्रह्मपर्यन्ते भोग्ये तुच्छत्वधियुतम् आर्तानामार्तिहन्तारं जिज्ञासुविषयच्छिदम् आर्तानामार्तिहन्तारं जिज्ञासुविषयच्छिदम् स्वावलोकनमात्रेण पुनानं निखिलं जगत् मदीयहृत्सरोजात निवेशित पदद्वयं स्वावलोकनमात्रेण
One more.
இது நான் தமிழில் மகாசன்னிதானத்து மேலே எழுத கிடச்சிது, அதை சமர்ப்பணம் பண்ணுறேன். நன்னீர் ஒழுகும் துங்காதீரம், நன்னீர் ஒழுகும் துங்காதீரம், நானிலம் தொழுதேத்தும் சாரதா பீடம், நன்னீர் ஒழுகும் துங்காதீரம், நானிலம் தொழுதேத்தும் சாரதா பீடம், நன்னீர் ஒழுகும் துங்காதீரம், நானிலம் தொழுதேத்தும் சாரதா பீடம், நன்னீர் ஒழுகும் துங்காதீரம் தீரம். மண்ணோர் மருள் அறவழி நின்றுய, மண்ணோர் மருளற அறவழி நின்றுய, மண்ணோர் மருளற அறவழி நின்றுய, மண்ணோர் மருள் அறவழி நின்றுய, இன்னருள் தரும் ஜகத்குருவே சரணம், மண்ணோர் மருளற அறவழி நின்றுய, இன்னருள் தரும் ஜகத்குருவே சரணம், நண்ணும் பக்தரின் புறையிறங்கிய நாற்றிசையும் விஜயம் பற்பல செய்து, எண்ணறு கோயில் குடமுழு கருளி வண்ணமாராஜ கோபுரமமைத்து, மண்ணலமுற அயுத சண்டி புரிந்து, எண்ணற்கரும் புகழ் கொண்டும் யாவும் தன் முன்னில் குருவருளே எனவில் தன்னேரில மகாவினயமூர்த்தியே நன்னீர் ஒழுகும், நண்ணும் பக்தரின் புறையிறங்கிய நாற்றிசையும் விஜயம் பற்பல செய்து, எண்ணறு கோயில் குடமுழு கருளி வண்ணமாராஜ கோபுரமமைத்து, மண்ணலமுற அயுத சண்டி புரிந்து, எண்ணற்கரும் புகழ் கொண்டும் யாவும் தன் முன் நின்ற குருவருளே எனவில் தன்னேரில மகாவினயமூர்த்தியே நன்னீர் ஒழுகும் துங்காதீரம், நானிலம் தொழுதேத்தும் சாரதா பீடம், நன்னீர் ஒழுகும். இன்முகம் அபயகர தாமரை காண, இன்னல்கள் தீரும் நன்னிலை சேரும், இன்முகம் அபயகர தாமரை காண, இன்னல்கள் தீரும் நன்னிலை சேரும், மன்னு கீர்த்தி ஆதிசங்கரருள் அபிச்சின்ன குரு பரம்பரை வந்தயதியரசே, மன்னு கீர்த்தி ஆதிசங்கரருள் அபிச்சின்ன குரு பரம்பரை வந்தயதியரசே, எண்ணமோ தேனோர்களுக்கு உண்மை தெளிவு பகர்வன் திண்ணமாயனை நூல்களுக்கும் பகர் பண்டித ராஜகுரு அன்னையன அன்பர்க்கென்றும் பரியும் அவ்வியாஜ கருணாமூர்த்தியே முக்கண்ணனிகர் யோக நிதியே தவ குருவே ஸ்ரீ பாரதி தீர்த்த குருவே பொன்னடி தனை கொண்டோமே தஞ்சம் பொழுதும் துதி செய்து நனி வணங்கும் நெஞ்சம் நன்னீர் பொழுதும் திண்ணமாயனை நூல்களுக்கும் தெளிவு பகர் பண்டித ராஜகுருவே அன்னையன அன்பர்க்கென்றும் பரியும் அவ்வியாஜ கருணாமூர்த்தியே முக்கண்ணனிகர் யோக நிதியே தவ குருவே ஸ்ரீ பாரதி தீர்த்த குருவே பொன்னடி தனை கொண்டோமே தஞ்சம் பொழுதும் துதி செய்து நனி வணங்கும் நெஞ்சம் நன்னீர் பொழுதும் துங்காதீரம் நானிலம் பொழுதேத்தும் சாரதா பீடம் நன்னீர் பொழுதும்
ಸಪ್ತಾಹದ ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಜಗದ್ಗುರು ಮಹಾಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳವರು ಲೋಕಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದಂತಹ ಉಪಕಾರಗಳನ್ನು, ಲೋಕೋಪಕಾರಗಳ ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಎನ್ ವಿ ಸರಿಂದ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಆವಾಗ ನನ್ನ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಒಂದೆರಡು ವಿಷಯಗಳು ಬಂತು. ಇದನ್ನು ಸಭೆಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಸಭೆ ಆಸ್ವಾದಿಸ್ತದೆ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ. ಮಹಾಸನ್ನಿಧಾನಗಳವರ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಗುರುಗಳು ಅವರ ಅನುಗ್ರಹ ಭಾಷಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಪ್ಪಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದ ಹಾಗೆ ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಭಾಗ್ಯಶಾಲಿಗಳು ಅಂತ ಗುರುಗಳು ಒಂದು ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಗುರುಗಳಿಗೆ ಅಮ್ಮನವರ ಕೃಪೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅಭಿನವ ವಿದ್ಯಾತೀರ್ಥ ಮಹಾಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳವರ ಕೃಪೆ ಎಷ್ಟರ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಗುರುಗಳು ಹೇಳೋದು. ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಕಾಣೋದು ಗುರುಗಳು ಕೃಪೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಮಹಾಸನ್ನಿಧಾನದವರನ್ನು ನಾವು ಸ್ತುತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಅವರ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಶಂಕರಮಠದ ಶತಮಾನೋತ್ಸವ, ಕಾಲಟಿಯ ಶತಮಾನೋತ್ಸವ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅಮ್ಮನವರ ಸುವರ್ಣ ಕುಂಭಾಭಿಷೇಕ, ರಾಜಗೋಪುರದ ಕುಂಭಾಭಿಷೇಕ, ಪಾಠಶಾಲೆಯ ಶತಮಾನೋತ್ಸವ, ಅಮೃತ ಮಹೋತ್ಸವ, ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಹಾ ಕಾರ್ಯಗಳು ಮಹಾಸನ್ನಿಧಾನಗಳವರ ಕಾರ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೀತಾ ಬಂತು. ಆಗ ಗುರುಗಳು ಒಂದು ದಿನ ಅನುಗ್ರಹ ಭಾಷಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ, ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ದೊಡ್ಡ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಆಚಾರ್ಯರಿಗೆ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ವ ಅಂತ ಯಾರೂ ಭಾವಿಸಬಾರ್ದು. ಅವರು ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮಾಡಲಿ ಅಂತ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಗುರುಗಳು ಅನುಗ್ರಹ ಭಾಷಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದರು. ಆದರೆ ಎಂತಹ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮಾತು ಅದು. ನಿಮ್ಮಂಥ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯರಾದರೆ ನಾನು ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ಪ್ರತಿದಿನದಲ್ಲೂ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ನಾವು ಹೀಗೆ ಹೇಳಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ದರೂ ಆದರೂ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಆದರೆ ಆ ಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅವರು ಹಾಗೆ ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದನ್ನು ನಮಗೆ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದು ರಾಜಗೋಪುರದ ಕುಂಭಾಭಿಷೇಕ 2014 ಜೂನ್ 8ರಲ್ಲಿ ಆಯಿತು. ಆಗ ಗುರುಗಳನ್ನು ನರಸಿಂಹವನದಿಂದ ಬರಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ತು. ಗುರುಗಳು ಅವತ್ತು ಗುರುನಿವಾಸದಿಂದ ಹೊರಟು ಅಧಿಷ್ಠಾನ ಮಂದಿರದಲ್ಲಿ ಪೂರ್ವಾಚಾರ್ಯರುಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ದರ್ಶನ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೊಳೆ ಈಚೆ ಬಂದು ವಿದ್ಯಾಶಂಕರರು, ನೃಸಿಂಹ ಭಾರತಿಗಳು, ಸುರೇಶ್ವರರು, ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪೂರ್ವಾಚಾರ್ಯರುಗಳ ದರ್ಶನ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಗುರುಗಳ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಭಾವನೆ ಬಂತಂತೆ. ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೀರ್ತಿಗಳು ನಿಮಗೆ ಬರಲಿ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪೂರ್ವಾಚಾರ್ಯರು ಗುರುಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದರಂತೆ. ಅಂತಹ ಅದ್ಭುತವಾದಂಥ ಒಂದು ನುಡಿಯನ್ನು ಗುರುಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದರು. ಜ್ಞಾನಿಯ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತದೆ. ಅಂತಹ ಒಂದು ವಿಷಯ ಅವರು ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಗಮನಿಸ್ತು. ಇನ್ನು ನಿನ್ನೆ ಅವರ ಅನುಗ್ರಹದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿದರು. ಅನುಗ್ರಹದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಈಗ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಜ್ವಲಂತವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಎದುರಿಗೆ ಗುರುಗಳು ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಅವರ ಅನುಗ್ರಹವನ್ನು ದಿನೇ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ನು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ನಡೀತಿರೋದು ಅವರ ಅನುಗ್ರಹ. ನೀವುಗಳು ಈ ಸಭೆಗೆ ಬಂದಿರೋದು ಒಂದು ಅನುಗ್ರಹ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ವೇದಾಂತದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮಾತು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಈಶ್ವರಾನುಗ್ರಹ ದೇವ ಪುಂಸಾಂ ಅದ್ವೈತ ವಾಸನ ಅಂತ. ಈಶ್ವರನ ಅಪ್ಪಣೆ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇಂತಹ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಲ್ಗೊಳ್ಳಕ್ಕೆ ಏನೂ ಸಾಧ್ಯನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಇನ್ನೂ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬರುವ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಆಗಿರಲ್ಲ ಪಾಪ. ಇಚ್ಛೆ ಇದ್ದರೂ ಆಗಿರಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ನೀವುಗಳು ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಇದು ಗುರುಗಳ ಕೃಪೆ ಅಂತ. ಅವರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗುರುಗಳ ಕೃಪೆ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ. ಅಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಕೃಪೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ 6ನೇ ದಿನದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಗುರುಭಕ್ತಮಣಿ ಶ್ರೀ ಎನ್ ವೆಂಕಟರಾಮನ್ ಅವರನ್ನು ವೇದಿಕೆ ಕರೀತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ.
माला सुधा कुंभ विबोध मुद्रा विद्याविराजत करवारी जाता अपार कारुण्य सुधांबुराशिम माला सुधा कुंभ विबोध मुद्रा विद्याविराजत करवारी जाता अपार कारुण्य सुधांबुराशिम श्री शारदांबां प्रणतोस्मि नित्यं शंकारूपेण मर्चित्तं पंकीकृतमबूद्यया किंकरीय सामाया शंकराचार्यमाश्रये प्रह्लादवरदो देवो यो नृसिंहः परो हरिः नृसिंहोपासकं नित्यं तं नृसिंह गुरुं भजे श्री सच्चिदानंद शिवाभिनव्य नृसिंह भारत्यपितान् यतीन्द्रान् विद्यानितीन् मन्त्रनितीं सदात्मनिष्ठान् भजे मानव शम्भुरूपान् सदात्मध्याननिरतं विषयेभ्यः परान्मुखं नौमि शास्त्रेषु निष्णातं चन्द्रशेखरभारतीं विवेकिनं महाप्रज्ञं धैर्योदारक्षमानिधिं सदाभिनवपूर्वं तं विद्यातीर्थगुरुं भजे भारती करुणापात्रं भारती पदभूषणं भारती पदमारूढं भारती तीर्थमाश्रये विद्याविनयसम्पन्नं वीतरागं विवेकिनं वन्दे वेदान्ततत्त्वज्ञं विदुशेखरभारती. Offer this Jagadguru Namanam Day 6 at the lotus feet of our revered Jyeshta Mahasannidhanam Jagadguru Srimad Abhinava Vidyatirtha Mahaswamigal, our revered Mahasannidhanam Jagadguru Shri Bharati Tirtha Mahaswamigal, and our revered Sannidhanam Jagadguru Shri Vidushekara Bharati Mahaswamigal. Dear Astikas, Sishyas, and devotees, welcome to Jagadguru Namanam Day 6, the penultimate day. It looks as though we started it yesterday and we have actually completed 6 legs out of the 7 limbs of this Saptaham. So peacefully and with abundant outpouring divine grace of Shri Mahasannidhanam and Shri Sannidhanam. Before we open up for today's talk, we have the happy news to share that we may be physically be blessed by Shri Sannidhanam tomorrow with an Anugraha Bhashanam is what we gather. And let's all pray for it. Let's all pray for it. And may it happen as a concluding part. The basis of this Saptaham was the 15 short Anugraha Bhashanams of Shri Sannidhanam, 10 to 15 minutes each, providing the 11 attributes of a Mahapurusha. In a struggling word where you see saffron ropes across, how do you identify a Satpurusha, a Mahapurusha? So the scriptures give you 11 attributes, Any Mahapurusha who has these 11 attributes, he is a Sadguru. He is capable of emancipating a struggling soul. So till yesterday, we have dealt 8 out of the 11 attributes, starting from Matruta Pituta Shuddha lineage, Shuddha Bhavaha, absolute purity in mind, like Ishvara, having only a Sattva, Jitendriya, absolute control over senses, Sarvagamanam Saragya, absolute knowledge over Puranas, Itihasas, everything. Sarva Shastrat Tattvavid, a Pandita Rajaguru over Shastras, Veda Vedanga Paragaga, absolute control in Vedic wisdom. Yoga Marganu Sandai, the divine yogic power, which is always used for a public cause. Japa Pujadi Tatpara. These are the 8 limbs which we saw that day, till yesterday. So we have left with the balance 3, which we would complete today. Paropakara Nirata, Amoga Vachana Shantaha, Devata Hridayankama. So this completes the 11 limbs of a Mahapurusha, and how Sri Sannidhanam portrays each one of the limb, how it precisely fits into the divine profile of Sri Mahasannidhanam. Paropakara Nirata. See, all of us in a material world and sense understand Paropakara as selfless help, trying to help the needy, trying to help the poor, trying to help the downtrodden, trying to help the sick. All this, there are several verticals to it. World is so well aware of all this. But for a Mahapurusha, what is Paropakara Nirata? The divine ability to bless and guide struggling souls is Paropakara Nirata. The ability to use nectarine words, nectarine expressions, always talk so sweetly and compassionately, without an iota of expectation, is Paropakara Nirata. Imagine for a minute all the Sishyas, Astigas and devotees. All of us are born to physical parents who emotionally nurture us up to a particular stage, so closely, so fondly, so carefully, and not so blessed, unfortunate, minuscule lot, which falls into an orphanage, are again given that substituted maternal and paternal care to the extent possible. Imagine those left out children who are parentless in life. They are driven by their own instincts and they pursue life in their own way. If this happens to a biological process and an emotional process in our life, ask one simple question to ourselves. If you are left without a guru in your life, where would you have landed up? Ask that question every day once. An orphanless person, spiritual orphans, without the guidance of a guru, without the care and the nurture of a guru, where would we all have landed? A spiritual orphan is blind, leading the blind. All of us see so many people in this world who are blessed to live a great life. Materially, we see them blessed with so many comforts, so much of material wealth. Ultimately, they spend, they use, they enjoy. Ultimately, at some point of time, they reach a vacuum and do not know what next in life. So, Paropakara Nirata has to be understood by the Sishya every time. Here is a Mahapurusha. Only because he is bound by Bhagavad Pada's mandate and the mandate of the Avichinna Guru Parampara sitting on a transcendental throne, is ready to take care of us and guide us in life, and is not asking anything in return from any one of us. Has Acharya ever asked anything from anyone? You give me this? Shingeri Mutt. No deal. No dealers. The stamp on divine authority made by Bhagavad Pada Shankara is what is being carried out as a legacy by Guru after Guru after Guru. Selfless, abundant blessing with no expectation. So, the only responsibility we carry in our lives is, can we be a humble Sishya to such a Mahapurusha and seek guidance? We appeal to the young minds today. In what best possible way you can connect with your Guru, you connect it. You choose your way. Don't get guidance from too many people. Follow your family's pattern. If not, come to the Guru. Someone kept on telephoning us, what should I do, how to go? I said, please go and visit the Guru. He asked the same question with the Guru, what should I do? Guru said, keep coming here to Sringeri as frequently as possible. First step. First step. So, this can come only from a Guru. We can only request people to do a few things. We can't substitute ourselves. Never do that. Anything and everything, please direct them to take it directly from the Acharya, the guidance. Because selfless guidance can come only from such a Mahapurusha. And therefore, scripture says that is one of the important attributes of a Guru. In whatever way you can. Just as an example, see how it pleases a Guru. 3 years back, a very small village, its second generation thought there are at least 70, 80 youngsters located all over the world, boys and girls, who are all employed in some way, some jobs. So the managing trustee or the dharmadhikari of that village wrote mails to all these youngsters and said, this is Chaturmasyam time. First option, please come and have Guru Darshan. If you're not able to do, let's all join together. Let this generation earning member, each one of you should offer something as a Guru Karnikai during the Chaturmasyam. So 70 or 80 of them joined together and made a very noble offering. Not a very big offering, a noble offering. Now what happened after 9 months, and gave the whole list to Mahasannidhanam, we happily received it. Matter is over. After 9 months, 3 senior citizens of the village come for darshanam. All the 3 are people who have gone through the process of Sadabhishekam. All the 3 couples, 6 of them. After the darshanam is over, Mahasannidhanam said, you please wait. So they didn't know, perplexed they were, and they wanted to understand what is happening. After 10 minutes, he asked the mutt staff, bring that paper. The mutt staff comes and says, what? I have kept one paper. See, this place, this paper will be there, bring it. The paper is brought. Acharya shows it to the senior-most citizens of that village. Your grandchildren, relatives and friends, all youngsters together, had offered Konnect during Chaturmasyam to their Guru. We are so happy and we are blessing them. Paropakara nirata. Amoga vachanaha. Amoga vachanaha. What the Guru says is only Satya. Alternatively, whatever the Guru says will become Satya. Because in a sattvic mind, Satya dances on the lips and the divine tongue, says our scriptures. And Shri Sannidhanam in the Anugraha Bhashanam cites an example. When Acharya went on the 2012 Vijay Yatra for 14 months, Acharya's Purvashrama mother, Ananta Lakshmamba, that's why we said that day, all of us address her as Ananta Lakshmamma. Shri Sannidhanam addresses Purvashrama mother Ananta Lakshmamba. So she was sick and weak and came for a darshanam to Acharya and prayed to Acharya, you are going on a very long tour for 14 months. Not very sure whether this body will be alive till then. So I came here to have a darshanam of Acharya so that in case I pass off, as she speaks, Shri Mahasannidhanam says, don't worry. We will complete the Vijayatra successfully and come back to Sringeri and you will be alive for me to bless you. And proceeds. After 14 months, after completing Vijayatra, when Shri Mahasannidhanam returns back, Ananta Lakshmamba goes and offers her divine prostrations and says, you have come back, now bless me. In less than a day or 2 or 3 days, she starts traveling to her divine abode. 14 months she waited. And Shri Sannidhanam said it has 2 aspects which every Sishya should bear in mind. Amoga Vachanaha. What Acharya says is Satya. But Lakshmamba had the faith to believe that she will be alive to see Acharya after the Vijayatra. And she was holding herself for that moment. When that moment matured, then she departed. Shantaha, peace. Being a peaceful person is a Mahapurusha Lakshana. And how can one get peace? One can get peace, scripture says, only when you are pure and you have conquered all your 6 internal foes: anger, desire, greed. One who had transcended that and one who remains pure will remain ever in peace. Devata Hridayangamaga. Very important attribute of a Mahapurusha. We as mortals are capable of committing sins with Devatas. Now, Acharya, you should hear this from Shri Sannidhanam's Anugraha Bhashana, the original text. It's in such a beautiful, sweet Sanskrit with English subtitles. Acharya says, see how world works. Whenever somebody commits a mistake and they want to repent, what will normally people do in the world? They will go trace the person against whom the mistake was committed and seek an apology or forgiveness and ask them to be merciful to them. That's the world's practice. But what do you do when you commit a sin against devatas who are not visible to you? Devakuttam, who are not visible to you. Therefore, Mahapurusha Lakshana says, see the compassion Brahman has while doing the manifestation in this earth. It provides you spare parts, it provides you alternatives, it provides you substitutes, it provides you ways and means, knowing fully well how we will act and react in this world. So it says, go in search of a Mahapurusha and tell your problem that this is what has happened. Or go and tell, I don't know what has happened to me. Mahapurusha will identify what is the Devakuttam you have done. And he has the power, authority and the divinity to guide you the steps to get over that sin. It's a Lakshana. How many people come to the Acharya and says, we have lost our track on our Kuladeva? How does Acharya identify? Acharya doesn't say one standard Kuladeva for everybody. He says Tiruchendur Murugan, he says Rameshwaram Murugan, he says Venkataraman, he says Mata Durga, Ayyappan. Oh, replete examples. So, this is one of the Lakshanas of a Mahapurusha. A Mahapurusha should be in a position to guide a struggling Sishya or a soul which has committed a sins against a Devata. Why? Because scriptures say Devatas pay obeisance to a Mahapurusha. They respect and regard a Mahapurusha. And they will compassionately condone the repentance because it has the divine direction and guidance of a Mahapurusha. So, holistically speaking, all the three put together, every Acharya of this Peetam is always addressed as found in the Lalita Sahasranama Stotram, Avyaja Karunamurti, ocean of compassion. Because all these three attributes come one and only out of that. See, we have seen the virtuosity, the Shastric abilities as portrayed by Mahavidvans. We have seen the Vedic abilities as portrayed by Vedic Vidvans. We have seen how Acharya intensely promotes Sanskrit. How Acharya intensely performs Kumbhabhishekams across in hundreds and thousands. So many yajnas, so many dharmas, so many charitable activities, all that we have seen in these 6 days. And therefore, what remains in the penultimate date before we conclude is the compassionate side of our Shri Mahasannidhanam. And how do we deal it? You don't have to go. My God, the number of messages and the number of calls we would have got in the last 2 days by our Sishyas. Sir, I have this experience. Yesterday, a very old lady, after the puja, carries a photograph of her son. That very son has come for the puja. He's from Satyamangalam. He's 39 years today. When he was 3.5 years, nicely wearing a silk robe, stands up at Satyamangalam because the elders in the family had gone somewhere. So when Acharya comes for Patna Pravesam, the mother ensures the 3.5-year-old boy gives a Purna Kumbham. Mahapariya Manusha Vandirkampa ene koopadradhukku. The boy chants Vishnu Sahasranamam. Acharya hears it for some time. Next day when Acharya comes for the puja, day, vittu edathulain sollu, where you have left, you start. Gives them direction how to deal with the child. And she shows me as a proof the photograph with Shri Mahasannidhanam and this boy at 3.5 years old. Sir, proof, sir. நீங்க சொன்னாலே போறோம், I'll believe you. Your eyes emit so much of honesty. You don't have to show proof. As we are talking to somebody, someone says she buys flowers every day from a vendor. One fine day, a young girl brings flowers and says, you also buy from me. She was thinking, I'm already getting it regularly from someone. Her husband says, hey, young girl has come, promoter, buy some flowers. So she buys some loose flowers and uses it to offer it with very pious and a very devoted lady. Places it, the Jeshta Mahasana Ashtotram, one after the other, and then keeps the flowers. The girl comes the second day. She does the same. So there's an expectation now from her, waiting for the girl, and she doesn't come on the third day and doesn't come thereafter. So what does the lady do? She mentally prepares herself as though she's having a plate. This is the training. This is the grace. The flowers mentally being there, and she mentally offers the flowers. And what does she get in response? End of the puja, for a fraction of a second, she gives a glimpse of Jeshta Mahasannidhanam decked with those flowers. As she reads the book, it says, God can actually come into your life and help you. She throws a challenge. See, this is what you say. Show me, Mahaganapati. You say, come to me, come from this book and come, show me that you can come. That's the challenge she poses, closes the book, and she does a routine. Half an hour later, she opens her door. She finds such a huge elephant touching her trees and branches and picking up whatever it is within half an hour. Offers a whole heap of banana to them. And the boy, in Banargata Road, it is possible that elephants go here and there for training. But this fellow says he's coming from Rajasthan. Such a huge elephant. You can be anywhere. Just be anywhere. Now, what we have done, we have designed these few episodes. The next 1 hour, we have promised this day will be only full of episodes, okay? So we have seen a lot of things, now only episodes. You will see how each and every anugraham of Acharya translates into something, into the life of a Sishya. Every anugraham. It can be a Mahaprasadam, it can be a glance, it can be a smile. Now, we will start with this. Yesterday we started something hailing from a village, mother's village, Melmangalam, which has fed us in the DNA. As we are born, we are first taught Guru and then taught about parents. It's a village of that origin. Okay? So, we cited one example yesterday from the Melmangalam village. We'll cite one more today to start with. Here is a lady, in her whole life, she has sung only one song, most often. Only one song, which Jeshta Mahasannidhanam and Shishi Mahasannidhanam would hear it with delight. Jai Jevi Devi Dayalagari Janani Saraswati Palayama. That's how it starts. Whether it's Acharya visits their village, or she comes to Shringeri, or she goes to any other camp, she will sing this song throughout her life. In October 1996, she, her son-in-law, her daughter came to Shringeri. First day, puja is over because it was only filled with Samavedam. Second day, puja is over, only Samavedam. Third day night, because the next day morning they are leaving back to Bangalore. Third day, the routine repeats, Vedic chanting is over. This happened in Sachidananda Vilas. Over. So, when Acharya is ready to show the Deeparatane, sees her and says, out of protocol, and everything waits for the next 6-7 minutes. Everything waits. And the lady sings to our heart's content. Acharya smiles gracefully and blesses her. And dear Sishyas, this happened in October 1996. And the lady passed peacefully in March 1997 in spite of being hit with cancer. That was her last trip. And she didn't visit Sringeri after that, physically. In fact, her son, on the day of death, or the penultimate day, had a dream as though carrying her mother in a wheelchair and crossing the Tunga river, Tunga bridge, and found Shri Mahasannidhanam and also Sharadambal. Acharya giving him a direct direction to leave the wheelchair and let the wheelchair roll on its own, and it started to roll towards Mata Sharada. And the lady dies the next day. Here is a case which we say this out of personal experience. When we authored the 130 episodes in 2019, the first 50 episodes was typed by our office junior. Her name is Amrita. She was from Kerala. She joined our office and she was working with us. So we requested her, can you do the typing for us? She said, I will happily do it, sir. So every day, 1 or 2 episodes, she will type. As she typed about 45-50 episodes, one evening, we get a call from her to our senior most colleague in the office. Sir, I have reached Sringeri with my parents. Without informing us. Now I can speak only Malayalam. So, can you guide me to somebody who can speak Kannada? I have to make one prayer to Acharya. She goes to Sri Mahasannidhanam and says, I am from Kerala. I've come to Chennai. I'm working in this office. But my nativity is in Kerala. My parents feel I should come back. I just don't. You will be blessed with a government job soon. Take that. She joined Navy within 6 months. She did not come back to Chennai. From Sringeri, she went to Kerala. Came back one day just to take her baggage and go. Sir, Acharya has said, I will get a government job, so I want to be with my parents. Goodbye. Finished. Exit. So we now requested, we have to type balance 80 episodes. So we asked one more junior, Sindhuja, can you start doing this work for us? Yes, sir. Because she already seen the benefit which Amrita has got. She was of a marriageable age and it was getting postponed. As she completed typing the episodes, her marriage got finalized and she got married in Trichy and she's now in the US. The message, selfless Guru Seva, it can be anything. All of us can't be at the lotus feet of Acharya all the time. We are not that blessed. Like people who are here 24/7 in this Punya Kshetra, Punya Bhumi. We are not so blessed. Doesn't matter. We can still offer our Guru service from wherever we are. Now, come to this episode of Prarthanai, the power of Prarthanai. In several Anugraha Bhashanams, Shri Mahasannidhanam has conveyed 2 important messages. Hurdles come in the life of even Avatara Purushas. So, how do Mahapurushas deal hurdles? Mahapurushas deal hurdles by tapas. They don't stand up and fight. Their tool is tapas. We cited the example of the 25th Acharya in the 2nd day or 3rd day. When whole Sringeri was invaded by a Bhairava, Acharya went into tapas and said, guardian deities, please take care. We can't do anything. And the next day, guardian deities came and showed, look here, where he has hurt me, where he has put his sword. See, where I am bleeding. It's showing. Devatas are showing to the Acharya. Says history. So, tapas is what they do. And Acharya says, for Sishyas like us, where we cannot sit in tapas, Acharya says, convert your tapam, convert your anxiety, convert your anger, convert your dissatisfaction, convert your disappointment into prarthane. It becomes positive. It is the same mind is directed towards your Guru. You will be immobilized. There are moments, there are hurdles. I can say this out of a personal experience in 4 years. Nityam kantam purna is. You'll never know beyond a point what is going to happen, whatever we do. Every time you will be in mid-air. Not know whether you'll fall down flat or go up. Every day is a struggle. So, you have to hold on to something. Hold on to prarthane, says Acharya. We'll give you an episode. Here is a lady in the US with 2 sons. The second son is a physically challenged son, an autistic child, and extremely, therefore, superactive. One day, by mistake, the lady doesn't latch the back door. If you open the back door, you are virtually into the main road. Both she and her first son are at home attending to their own work. Suddenly they get a big bang noise from the back door. They reach there and they find out the door is open and the cycle is not there and the second son is missing. Who is a challenged child? Super active. Imagine if the child starts going into the road in its own way, in a reckless speed and in a reckless manner. Who has to attend to? What will happen to the child? What can she do? She did only 2 things. One, applying her sense, called up 911 and informed the details. And then went and sat before the picture of Shri Mahasannidhanam, lit a lamp and said, if at all he can come in life in form and shape as he went, you can alone help me, O Acharya. Cried, wept. Whole of her effort was focused only on the picture and the meditation and the prarthane. Her friend rings up. Hey, where are you? She says, I'm just weeping before my Guru because I don't know where my second son is. I have located him. Don't worry. And brings the child. Meanwhile, police also comes. The child is back after half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, God knows when. Shri Mahasannidhanam in his Anugraha Bhashanam at Kodimangalam says, for our sake, the power of prarthane. If your prarthane is so pure and so intense, it can remove you, it can allow you to escape even from the claws of a capital punishment of hanging. You may be declared insolvent. This is exactly the example cited by Acharya. You will be declared insolvent. Tomorrow they are going to come and take away everything from you. If you pray intensely, your prarthane which is being pure, you can escape from that. What happened to Mata Draupadi? Intense moment. Very, very, very embarrassing, sensitive, intense moment in front of a kingdom of such an undisputable repute. And she raised her arms and said, I'm helpless. That's why Sri Sannidhanam in the Vedanta lecture says, if somebody says, how does God sit and produce? Where is the raw material? Why should you need it? Which Krishna went to which shop? Found which cloth, which silk, which cotton, which weaver? What is that God cannot do? So, convert our negative emotions, which is so inherent in us. Nobody can escape. Moments when we hit the crisis, anybody can advise. But when you go through it, you will be very different. But Acharya says, convert this into prarthana. We will see the next episode. All of us keep chanting, Shri Guru Pahimam. All of us, without exception. All this started in Anugraha Bhashanam at Salem. We should be very thankful to Mata Vijayalakshmi Amma. She has made a prayer, one who prays selflessly for several devotees day in and day out. So she prayed to Acharya, all these Sishyas all over here assembled can't come and get your Ubadesam every time. It's not possible. But these Sishyas should not be rendered helpless. So Acharya should bless all of them with one mantra. Acharya acceded to the request and said, Shri Guru Pahimam, Paramadayalo Pahimam, Shingeri Jagadguru Pahimam, Shri Bharati Tirtha Pahimam. Keep chanting it as many times as possible. Spread this to everyone, anyone whom you want. There are no niyamas, no restrictions. You can chant it anytime, any number of times. Whatever may be your condition. So it's a panacea for the universe. In Konimangalam Anugraha Bhashanam, Acharya said, he saw a huge village crowd. All of you will expect, Swamiji has come, you will expect some panacea for all of us. All of you chant Namah Shivaya. I am blessing all of you. In yet another village, chant Rama. Take it, pick it up. So, here is a family who is extremely pious. It's not at the past tense, present continuous, who are extremely pious. Pious to what extent? The children of the family spend their vacation only at Shringeri. Have you heard? In fact, people used to ask us, because amongst lawyers, vacation is quite, like a school, we have 3 times vacations, and therefore people go here and there. Sir, where have you gone? Which hill station? Which country? All this will ask. We used to always reply, yeah. We also go to a hill station 6 times, 7 times in a year, called Shringeri. So that's also in the Western Ghats. If you can name some other place as a celebrated destination, yeah, it's also in Western Ghats. We also go to hill station. So, this children knows Vishnu Sahasranamam, knows Bhagavad Gita, so well tapped and trained, the whole family. The lady's sister suddenly becomes ill and they are in a remote place. So not accessible to good hospitalization. And the health started to deteriorate. So the local doctor advised you should take it to the nearest hospital. So they take her to the nearest hospital, condition couldn't improve. And the doctor said, if you want to take a chance, you may have to drive 5-6 hours from here. There is one hospital, try your chance. But I don't think she may survive for long. As they keep traveling the ambulance, it is deteriorating further. So they took a wisdom call. They asked the driver, is there a hospital nearby? He says, yes, in another 45 minutes to 1 hour, I can take you to an hospital, but I can't give you any assurances. You're asking me a question, I'm giving you a reply. He doesn't want to underwrite. So they go to the hospital, and there's a matured old doctor in that hospital. After examining the patient, he says, you should not burden me with any responsibility. On no responsibility basis, I will treat the patient, and no guarantees and no assurances, because it is too late to retrieve her. So the whole family, starting from the smallest child, sing Shri Guru Pagimam the whole night. Whole night. The lady who reported this incident over phone, as she was talking to us, she was crying. Sir, Mama, whole night. 3:34, they were waiting for 5:30. They called up somebody in Shringeri and said, please inform Acharya. So the news is offered at the lotus feet to Acharya. Acharya nays for a minute and says, we bless him, nothing will happen. And things start to turn around. So by afternoon, she's slowly gaining towards normalcy. And the doctor comes and asks only one question to the family. To whom did you pray? See, for a professional to condescend to that level, professionals will always claim anybody's success is their success. It's natural for any professional. So the question he asked is, to whom did you pray? A photo was shown. All of you reach, once she becomes all right, all of you go back and offer yourself to him. It is medically impossible we have not done anything to retrieve her back in life. And you can say this to your guru. And the lady says, after she has recovered, she Mahasannidhanam, she was so unconscious, she had only one occurrence registered in her mind. Mahasannidhanam appearing in her dreams and offering her a mantrakshate and say, you will be saved, don't worry. It's not necessary that you should have only a physical mantrakshate. As you start relating yourself with your guru, you will confront, each one will confront some experience in life. It is inevitable when you start moving with sincere devotion and faith. Prarthane. Now, a very important and an interesting episode, very important. A very unusual prasadam, not so common. A lady undergoes a huge stress in the family. Huge stress, enormous stress, unbearable stress. So she takes a call on her own. Hereafter, I will not wear gold jewelry, diamond jewelry. Everything is now kept. And she wore a silver thirumangalyam and plastic bangles. Took a call. This is what I'll wear hereafter. I'm under so much of stress. Her mother, her mother-in-law, her husband shocked at this attitude of this lady. Nobody could persuade her to do anything. Nobody could persuade her. When important occasions and functions come, it's a high drama in the family. Every time. Naturally. So she does keep coming to Shringeri quite often. She comes to Shringeri. She conveyed this episode to say, Mama, there is no difference between Mata Sharada and Mahasannidhanam. I want this to be reported for this reason. So, she prays to Mata Sharada and says, look, my family is I am already under enormous stress. I thought it will de-stress me by doing all this. Whereas it is re-stressing me and not de-stressing me. Stress is getting only added in my life. So I will do only one thing. The day Shri Mahasannidhanam gives me a gold coin as a prasadam, I will resume wearing all this. This is her prayer to Mata Sharada. Same evening, she joins the darshanam. Queue is moving on. When her turn comes, Shri Mahasannidhanam takes a gold coin. This is Mata Sharada's prasadam for you. What says, I pray to Mata Sharada and Mahasannidhanam answers me, Mama. What is the surprise? Is there a difference between Gurumurti, Dakshinamurti and Sharadamba? We'll see the next one. Sari Prasadam. Different prasadams. In fact, I was telling you yesterday about calendar. This happened in Sachidananda Vilas and the speaker is a witness to it. Two people from Coimbatore, at that time you will have only 20, 30, 40 people, not more, 50 people maximum. They were standing in a queue and they have lost a lot in the business and all. They've been camping, they've been talking to Acharya, repenting a lot and asking for. So they were virtually weeping and standing, two men in the corner, in that corner of Sachidananda Vilas. After that, you take a straight and then you will reach Acharya. That's the strip. It was December. Somebody brought a New Year calendar and printed with Acharya's pictures, Sharadamba's pictures. So these two people, somewhere, it's a short distance, so they can see what the pictures are. So maybe they were aspiring whether Acharya will give this as a prasadam to them. Aspiring. Flicker of a second. He touched the two calendars. Give it to them. Instant messaging, you can say. After a few months, they come back and the speaker had again a chance in Sachidananda Vilas to see them. Coming and telling Acharyas what is the transformation that is happening in their lives. A calendar. A lady from Tirunelveli does tanjore painting of Jagadguru Srimad Chandrasekhara Bharati Mahaswamigal. And to narrate her whole story on how she painted it will take a lot of time. Because she has not trained herself in tanjore painting. She does not know how to do it. Her friend who is in tanjore has sent the raw materials. So she started trying it and it finally came. In fact, next year she participated in the Lalit Kala Academy competition in 1 year after painting this picture. This is what it says. So she draws this picture and brings it to Shringeri and places it at the lotus feet of Shri Mahasannidhanam. Acharya was so happy and blessed her with a sari prasadam. Ashirvadam pandrema nanna vachuko. She doesn't go back to Tirunelveli. She goes to Chennai to meet her sister who is sick and also to see her aged mother-in-law. So one is in Adayar, another is in Mylapore. So, women instinct, I think, pardon me. She wanted to display the prasadam to everyone in the family. So she was carrying the sari also everywhere. She did not keep it in one place. So she took it to her mother-in-law, showed it in one place, say possibly in Adayar, comes to Mylapore, meets her sister or vice versa. I don't remember exactly. And then she travels by auto to the bus station and takes a bus and reaches home and finds that she has missed that sari bag. Takes a bus and comes back to Mylapore and searching an auto in Mylapore as the auto. She remembered only one line written in the back of the auto. Kallareikku sella vendum andalum sillarai vendum. If you want to go even to cemetery, you need wealth. So she remembered that and inquired the auto stand guys, can you please identify this auto guy? That fellow was identified. And he conducted an interview for 15 minutes. Which saree, what color, when did you get? After 10 minutes of interview, he said, you wait. He takes the auto, goes interior Mylapore and brings that saree. You are the rightful owner, I'll give it to you. The lady was perplexed. See, I said, I have lost my saree, I traveled in an auto, why did you question me? No, I take somebody as a regular client from that house. Now, I thought maybe that family has left the bag here. So I went to their home, it was locked. So I met the neighbor, gave the saree and said that in case they come back, just check with them whether they missed this one. That's why I wanted to contact and check, verify whether you are the right person, credential enough to give the saree to you. And he gives it back. The Mahatmyam of a Prasadam. Now we will come to Rakshai. See, we'll have to give variety. So, ultimately, if you strip it off, it is blessing. Nothing but paropagara and earth. But how blessings orchestrate in different forms for different people. A couple had a girl child first and a boy next. So, they came and prayed before Acharya. Somehow this girl is not doing so well in her education. So Acharya said, okay, I'll bless her with a Rakshai. Come and collect it after 48 days. So after 48 days, the family comes and Acharya blesses the Rakshai to that child. Wear this. This is Saraswati's yantram. You will see a change in your education and in your acquisition of knowledge. So, the change was so perceptible in the next few years. Her innate taste for Sanskrit intensified. Her ability to do material subjects intensified. She learned Bhagavad Gita, she learned Narayanyam, she started conducting online classes to young children. All this transformation in the next 4 years. So the parents became greedy. So they came to Acharya. My son is also not doing so well in education. Please give one Rakshi. Acharya laughed and looked at them very pitiably. I said, all right, I'll bless you with the yantra. 48 days. They come back and take the yantra. The boy wears it very piously. 2016 floods in Chennai is historical. Except houses, everything was under deluge. In some places, even houses. So the boy had to take the car out of his apartment and go and put it in the office. In the process, he loses the Rakshai. Rakshai 1 lost. They come back to Acharya and say, we have lost, we want one more Rakshai. Second Rakshai given. On a knife point after 6 months, in a daylight, while taking away his purse, his phone, they also take this Rakshai because it's made out of gold. Second Rakshai lost. Then the parents realized, look here, we did not ask for a Rakshai, we only conveyed our problem to Acharya when it came to our daughter. And Acharya decided, you should have a Rakshai. In the second case, we did not go and convey our problem. We said, this is the solution, give us the solution. It's like saying, my child had this medicine and she became all right. Please give the same medicine to the second child. It's like that. Going to a doctor and physician saying, please give this prescription to my second child. That was what they did. So the parents realized. So they came back and offered their son in front of the Acharya and said, please protect him. இது சரியான பிரார்த்தனை. இதை நாம செய்வோம். நான் அவனை பார்த்துக்கிறேன். This is the right prayer. And he will be under our protection. Don't worry. Shringeri Mutt doesn't sell prasada. You can't extract a prasadam in Shringeri Mutt forcibly, or even very emotionally, or even dramatically. You will get the prasadam only if you are blessed. And everybody is entitled to that blessing if they are in that wavelength. A mobile works for all those who are in that wavelength. When you can believe that, you can believe in this also. Jala prasadam. Have you heard it? An intense devotee, a devotee who is now 85 or 86 years old, and he had the benefit of having the darshan of all the four acharyas. Jagadguru Srimad Chandrasekhar Bharati Mahaswamigal, Jagadguru Srimad Abhinavidyayata Mahaswamigal, Jagadguru Shri Bharati Tita Mahaswamigal, and Jagadguru Shri Vidyasekhar Bharati Mahaswamigal. Here is a friend who devotee says he has also got blessed are you. So he is a building contractor. And he has taken 2 major assignments, and deadlines are fast approaching. And the doctor detects ulcer and says this has to be attended immediately. You need to do the operation. Operation will take its own gestation period for recupping time and waiting time, healing time. He said, I just can't. I need to operate these projects, complete it and deliver it on time. Otherwise, the penalty clause will start triggering. So he comes to Acharya, explains his problem. Acharya thinks for a while and initiates a mantra japa and advises the Sishya, keep a pot of water in front of you and chant this japa every day this many times. After you complete the japa, consume the water every day and for a prescribed period, after which you need not do this. He undergoes the whole course with absolute faith and goes for a second scan after 1 or 2 months. And there is no iota of identification that he had ulcer. The doctor asked, who told you this? The patient says, your senior professor in college is my family doctor. It was he who told me this. But I don't see it now. Kunguma prasadana. I'll give you an incident for that. In Kunguma prasadam, 1,000 people will give 10,000 instances. I'm just giving you one for the sake of want of time. He is again a building contractor, builds houses, and he has been a building contractor for over 5 decades. So he has so many building materials stocked, piled, and you normally keep it in some place of safety. So a big construction was going on. Adjacent to that are huge paddy fields. Huge paddy fields. So here is where he kept all his building materials stored. For 1.5 years they are all there. And the neighbors slowly started to see poisonous snakes coming out of it. Nearby paddy fields and racks of steel material stored, asylum for poisonous snakes. So neighbors started to complain to the contractor, you should do something to this. So the Sishya thought, what should he do? It has been his practice for 50 long years. Every project, before he commences, he will take Acharya's prasadam of kunkumam, goes and he will sprinkle it in those spots and commence his work. That has been his nature. For 50 years he has been doing it. So he prays through his cousin who was in Shingeri at that point of time, please explain this problem and get me a Kunkuma Prasadam. Kunkuma Prasadam reaches him in Madurai. And he ensured two things. See, it is a 3 to 4 day work to shift and relocate the entire building material from one place to another place. So 3 to 4 days, he has to ensure that the staffs who are going to do should not first be bitten by snakes. The first concern. And the second concern was even more, we should really give it to that person. His concern was, we should not kill any snakes if we find them. Shingeri is a Jiva Karunya Kshetram, says Jagadguru Srimad Chandrasekhara Bharati Mahaswamigal. We can't hurt. When Acharya says, see, the definition of Jagadguru is multifold. Why Acharya is called a Jagadguru? It's not the entire Jagat or his Sishya. Any Sishya in any part of the Jagat can be his Sishya and therefore he is a Jagadguru. 2. Why is a Jagadguru? He can administer spiritual guidance according to the capability and ability of each Sishya. And therefore he is a Jagadguru. Why is he a Jagadguru? He is a Jagadguru for plants, insects, worms, animals, reptiles, stones, mountains, and human beings. And therefore he is a Jagadguru. So killing snakes is also not appropriate. So this was his fear. So takes the kunkumam, sprinkles it all over and say, let's pray to Mata Sharda and Acharya and commence the work. It took 4 full days to relocate and not a single snake. Not a single snake, says the Sishya. We'll come to Navaratri Kattalai, which is something which all of us will be extremely enamored of. It was a period where the Kattalai was 10,000 rupees. A lady, from scratch, she has built her life, brick by brick, stone by stone, pebble by pebble. And she managed to collect approximately 3,000 rupees. And when she visits Shingeri and goes back, people are talking about Navaratri, people are talking about sending communications. Those are all not the days of email and all. So people posting to Astikas, who are all regular Kattaladaras, all that she's seeing. So her aspiration grows. Oh my God, how do I do Navaratri, Kattalai? One fine day, all of us do that in our house. We do house cleaning once in few years, in a very serious way, when a house really goes reckless. So we'll all say, we need to keep our house. So she virtually starts cleaning her house, including her bureau. And this would have happened in most of our lives. Suddenly discovers a packet containing some money. Keeps counting it, some 5,000 and odd plus. Sheds tears. She's very close to 10,000 now. Manages the rest. Comes to Shingeri. Offers the Kattalai and stands before Shardambai. A known Pandit of hers, this happened 30 years back when it was not that crowded. The Pandit comes and talks to her. Do you know how much does this Kattalai cost? She replies, I know it is 10,000 rupees, which is what we have offered. No, it's not 10,000. It is 7,000 plus 3,000. 3,000 for Annadana and 7,000 for Navaratri Kattalai. She said, it's like a hammer on my head. I had only 3,000 rupees for Annadana. And Mata Sharada blesses me suddenly discovering some 5,000 odd rupees and making me manage the balance 1,500 rupees so that I can offer it for that Navaratri. Desire fulfilled. Nombu Charad. See the kind of, we have all written it 5 years back. When we worked for this Saptaham, when we wanted to collect it in this manner, we find each episode has its own dimension. It's not a repetition. Nombu, Uma Maheshwarar Nombu Charad incident. A young family driving their car from Coimbatore to Bangalore. The first child is 5 years old and the second child is 11 months old. So the husband, the wife and the 11-month child is in the front seat. The 5-year-old boy is sitting in the back seat. It's a fairly decent car. Moves. At a particular point of time, it has to take a sharp turn. And the husband takes that sharp turn and not noticing a stationary water tank goes and hits. Virtually a part of the car is being consumed. Windows, panes broken. Glass pieces falling all across. In this shock, the 11-month child slips from her hand, goes and settles comfortably at the car carpet, happily. The husband and wife is, of course, injured partially. The 5-year-old son, unaffected. Few minutes later, the 5-year-old child says, Ummachi Tata nambala kapathirkar. And the mother asks, out of curiosity, Ennada solra? The child lifts the right hand and shows the Uma Maheshwara Nombu Charad sent by her grandmother from Chennai. She has been attending that function and the Purohits have been given her the Charad, which she couriered it to the family. Say, Rakshaya Vachuko. And the child is having that Nombu Charad in his hand. And the 5-year-old child raises the arm and says, Ummachi Tata nammala kapathirkar. See the bandwidth of the prasadams. You can start from any end and reach any end. Divine ditto. A family comes after finalizing the marriage. So the boy's family and the girl's family together come to Shringeri to offer the marriage invitation at the lotus feet of Acharya. Why this is being cited? The trend will, if you hear 60 years back, there are Sishyas of then would be explaining like this in the life history of Jyeshta Mahasannidhanam. Now we are enjoying the blissful experience of various Sishyas and Mahasannidhanam. After 50 years, another Swarna Bharati for Sri Sri Sannidhanam, people are explaining those episodes in the same Pravachana mantra. It's an ongoing process, unstoppable. So they come and see Sri Sri Sannidhanam first, the morning. Sannidhanam asks 3 questions at the girl's parents, looking at the girl's parents. Where are you coming from? What are you doing? How many children do you have? This happens at 12 o'clock. Night Chandramolishwara Puja gets over. The family stands in the queue for Mahasannidhanam's darshanam. They go, and Krishnamurtikal says, both these families have come, they are going to get married, they are come here to Mahasannidhanam looking at the man. Where are you coming from? What are you doing? How many children do you have? Same 3 questions. Possibly in the same voice. One happens at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, another happens at 10 o'clock in the night, separated by time. Reassuring us again and again and again that there is no difference between the senior Acharyal and the Sishya Acharyal in this Peetam. Let's see a few more, 5 more minutes, and then it's 5:50, by 6 we will close. This happened very recently, 6-7 months back, or maybe less than a year, for a technocrat who is working in Bombay in a leading Indian multinational, a very, very senior level. He came here to offer the Upanayana invitation of his son, done at 7 years. He hails from Rangasamudram. So, when first time he is coming to Shingeri. So, when he offered the invitation and Sannidhanam sees Rangasamudram, okay. Then he called me that afternoon, sir. Now I realize, sitting in Bangalore all these years, how important your nativity is. You are not traced that moment as who you are. You are traced to your lineage of your nativity. Rangasamudram. Shema Nadakatu. Next day they meet, that night they have the darshan of Mahasannidhanam. Next day they take the mantra Akshaday. Again, no surprise. That boy, that young man was surprised. Acharya started to name them. The grandfather, the father and the son and the family have come to offer the Upanayanam invitation. So he tells, Shri Sannidhanam tells Samantha, grandfather is Kotishwaran, grandson is also Kotishwaran. Then he's stunned. Oh, how Acharya is able to remember. He said, he doesn't remember, yeah. It all will get like a reflecting board. He neither recollects nor remembers nor forgets. So they go back and perform the Upanayanam at Kaladekurchi. The previous day of Upanayanam, his wife's uncle becomes very serious. Admitted in Ambasamudram. Next day, Poonal gets over. And all of them leave Kaladekurchi to the respective destinations, including the man's Periyappa, who is a very fairly old man. Next day morning, 6:30, each one reaches their destination and they get the news. The Periyappa, who came all the way to Tirunelveli to bless this Vatu for the Upanayanam, is no more in Chennai. They reach back Chennai. As he sips the morning coffee, he dies. So, between one Upanayanam, the preceding night, somebody gets admitted. The succeeding morning, the Periyappa of the family is no more. When you come and offer the invitation, when Acharya says, Nanna Nadakuna, don't take it casually. That's the blessing which we need to carry home. Don't take it casually. When Acharya says, Nanna Nadakum, have the faith that it will get over and it will go very nicely in every sense of the term. Last episode, and we close. This is an episode relating to my senior, but for whom I would be nowhere in my profession, late C. Natarajan. We are not a family of lawyers. We are completely alien to law. He just picked me up as his son and trained me and made me into this, whatever I am today, along with his children, with no disparity. He is a karma yogi, absolute karma yogi, in every sense of the term. Not religious, not spiritual. He knows only to work and known for his fairness, reasonableness and absolute integrity. When he stands up and argues cases in courts, judges will not flip into the pages to verify whether what he says is right. They will simply listen to him and then pass orders. That's the kind of credibility and reputation he has built over years. He came to Melmangalam on 2nd June 2012 at our request. That was the first time and the last time he saw Shri Mahasannidhanam. With his wife, Acharya recognized him, gave him a shawl, blessed him abundantly, he went back. From February 2019, he was around 84 years by then. February 2019, suddenly his health deteriorated for no reason. In fact, we all met in the aircraft in February 2019. He was coming from Madurai after doing a case for a very reputed company there, flying from Madurai to Chennai. We were all talking to each other. It was looking fine. Suddenly, it started to deteriorate. In March, he gave a call to us. A selected few in his life, we were one such fortunate couple, said, "Can you come and meet me?" A person who is so reserved, who is extremely professional and will not talk anything else, for 2.5 hours was laughing, was talking, so casual, so caring. It was an out-of-the-world experience for all of us. And said, "If God wishes, let's meet next time." This happens in March. We come to Shringeri by March end and pray to Shri Mahasannidhanam. "This is the plight of my senior. I seek your blessings." Acharya closed his eyes for a while and said, "Mata Sharda's plans are different. After all, he is aged. He has lived a good life. Don't ask for attention. I will not be able to bless you." Then I prayed. We travel 18-20 days in a month to different places. So you should bless me that I should be by the side of my senior when he departs. Acharya magnanimously and graciously said, "That is something I can bless you." And gave a Kunkuma Prasadam and a Mantrakshatai. As a human being, I was baffled. Acharya is saying he is not going to be alive. Yet he is giving Kunkuma Prasadam and Mantrakshatai. So, as I received, I was looking at him. What for? I didn't ask that. That guts is not there. But I was looking. And he said, "Let it be with you. It will find its own way to reach him. You don't have to do anything. Keep it in your house." 28th or 29th February, his first son telephones to us and says, "Appa is going critical. It's better you come and see him." So they gave us a small window time to go near him. He was completely unconscious and he was being treated very intensely. So we talked with the doctors. Doctors said, medically we don't know what to do. At the same time, when a life is precious, ethically we can't allow him to die. So we are doing whatever we can do, but we have no hopes. So situation was simply, we don't know when, where, how, and we are just elongating. Simple. This happened, we again visited him on 31st or 1st. 31st, yeah. It turned really critical. I had a very long meeting with 16 banks and their associations in Mumbai on 1st and 2nd June 2019 for 2 full days, back to back. So I called up the partner of one of the big fours on 31st May and said, this is where it is. I know it's a long meeting. It's a very important meeting. Can you cancel it? Within 1 hour, he replied back. They said, sir, they are with you. You don't do it at all. It's very unusual request and it's about your senior whom you value. All right, we'll have the meeting later. First relief. But yet you do not know what will happen to him when. Won't believe, on first evening, we have gone there on 29th, we have gone there on 31st, we are going now on 1st. What prompted this Sishya, we don't know, took the Mantrakshaday and the Kungumam that evening. Went to the hospital, took the permission of the doctors. Doctor said, you use it in whatever way, but it's beyond redemption. I said, it is not for that. Because Acharya has always directed Sishyas, when aged person are very sick and ailing, don't come and pray for life. Always pray to me, what is good for them should happen. I will bless you that. This should be the form of prayer you should make to me. Acharya said that repeatedly, several times. So I told the doctor, you may not understand this, allow me. Head to foot, we could drop the Mantrakshaday, put the Kunkumam. 2nd June 2019, exactly 7 years after he has seen Mahasannidhanam at Melmangalam. 2nd June 2012, 2nd June 2019, 5:50 a.m. in the morning, the noble soul departs. Happy. You will never know how, when you receive the Kungumam and Mantrakshay, you are clueless. And Acharya says, let it be with you. It will find its way on its own. You don't have to apply your mind. A true karma yogi, selfless effort. Throughout his life he has worked, slogged himself. Not so religious, not so spiritual, but committed to his job and committed to Satya, truth. And see how the Mahaprasadam reaches him and allows him to peacefully depart from his body. He was struggling for a week. This never-ending chain can go on and on and on and on. And it will go on. How many instances we can cite with Shishi Sannidhanam? How many instances? Just we'll wrap it with one. We came during a Chaturmasyam and we stayed for 3 days and we went back that evening to Mangalore airport. We saw on all the 3 days a Mahavidwan conversing with Shishi Mahasannidhanam. And we don't know him, he doesn't know us. After 3 days, we go back to the Mangalore airport and we are all waiting for the night flight, direct flight to Chennai. Torrential rain, absolutely torrential rain. So they cancelled all flights. The Sishya had to be in Chennai the next day at any cost, at least by afternoon. That Pandit he was a former vice chancellor of a very leading university. He had to be in Chennai at any cost. So, out of compulsion, we started to talk to each other. And then we have a service provider known to us regularly. So, you talk to him and ask the car to come because we had to travel. It was raining. So, we thought we will reach Bangalore and take the morning train and go, Shatabdi. That was the plan. So, around 9:30 or so, we took the car. And we were traveling together. So, I asked the Pandit, this happened in 2017 or 18, 3 years from Shishi, not 2 or 3 years as Shri Sannidhanam assumed Sishya Shvikara. 2 years or 3 years? I think 3 years. Should be 18. Chaturmasi. So the Vidwan, he is a Mahamahapadhyaya, says he had authored a book and given the manuscript to Shishi Sannidhanam during the Vijayatra in 1994. 25 years back. Now, when Sri Sannidhanam had Sishya Srikaram and was inducted as a Ubhay Jagadguru of this Peetam, Mahasannidhanam, this Pandita attends Vidvat Sadas year on year. For this Pandita also did not speak to Mahasannidhanam, Mahasannidhanam also did not speak to the Pandita about the script. It was like, in 2018, this is after the Vakyartha Sabha, yes, immediately after the Vakyartha Sabha. Yeah. So, Mahasannidhanam called the Pandita and said, gives the manuscript holding it intact, given 20 years back. Manuscript remains intact, not a page torn, and says, please have darshan of Shri Shri Sannidhanam and review this and release the book. The Pandita says, 3 days, 2.5 hours a day, 7.5 hours, Shri Shri Sannidhanam reviewed the text and approved it. Which we came to Mahasannidhanam, that is why I was talking to Mahasannidhanam frequently in those 3 days. And Mahasannidhanam enabled to finish, give the final touches and release it. And says, what I gave to Shri Shri Sannidhanam in 1994, within 3 years coming to the Peetam, Mahasannidhanam had the confidence in his Sishya Swamigal and says, you sit with the Pandita and review it and release it. And the book, so he said, I have now the revised, approved manuscript taking back to my place for publishing. The stamp of Pandita Rajaguru will continue with Shri Shri Sannidhanam also. Tomorrow you will see the time chart of transition, how Mahasannidhanam goes into seclusion and how Sannidhanam comes into the forefront. Beautiful. Highest of management studies cannot decipher how this happens. You must watch the time chart. What happens during every occasion? What happens every year? And how this smooth transition has taken place. And that is why it is called an Avichinna Guru Parampara. What happened yesterday will happen today. What happens today will happen tomorrow. Sishyas will change. The Pitadipati will go out of his body frame only to come back in another body frame. Continue to bless the Sishyas. So, this never-ending story, all good things should also come to an end. This never-ending story, for the time being, will get completed tomorrow as we wind up the Saptaham. Same time at 4 o'clock. And we are hopeful that we have been conveyed and we are blessed that Shri Shri Sannidhanam may come and finally give an address, an Anugraha Bhashanam to bless us all. So let's drench in that outpouring glory of mercy and compassion. And as the culminating point of this Saptaham, receive the blessings of Shri Shri Sannidhanam. Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Pariyantam Vande Guru Parampara. Thank you so much.
शरदिन्दुविकासिमन्दहासां स्फुरदिन्दीवरलोचनाभिरामाम् अरविन्दसमानसुन्दरास्ताम् अरविन्दासनसुन्दरीमुपासे। కర్నూలు నగరానికి నేను ఇంతకు పూర్వం కూడా వచ్చాను. ఈ నగరవాసుల యొక్క భక్తి శ్రద్ధలను చూచాను, దానికి చాలా సంతోషించాను. అందువల్లనే మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి శ్రీశైలం నుంచి హైదరాబాద్ వెళుతూ కర్నూలు నగరంలో ఒకరోజు ఉండి మీకు ఆశీర్వదించాలనే దృష్టితో ఇక్కడికి రావటం జరిగింది. ముఖ్యంగా మనకందరికీ భగవద్గీత అంటే అమితమైన శ్రద్ధ, ఆదరం. దానికి కారణం ఆ భగవద్గీత అనేది సాక్షాత్తు కృష్ణ పరమాత్మ యొక్క వదనారవిందం నుంచి వెలువడినటువంటిది. దాన్నే పెద్దలు చెప్పారు, గీత సుగీత కర్తవ్య కిమన్యై శాస్త్ర విస్తరై యా స్వయం పద్మనాభస్య ముఖపద్మాద్వినిస్మృత. భగవద్గీత ఒక్కటి చాలయ్యా, ఇంకా మిగతావి ఏవి అక్కర్లేదు. ఎందుకంటే ఆ భగవద్గీత సాక్షాత్తు భగవంతుని యొక్క ముఖం నుంచి వెలువడినటువంటి. అందువల్ల ఆ భగవద్గీతను మనం అత్యంతమైన శ్రద్ధతో, భక్తితో ఆ భగవద్గీతను అధ్యయనం చేయాలి. భగవద్గీతలో భగవంతుడు చెప్పిన విషయాల్ని అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి. కేవలం చదివితే లాభం లేదు, అందులో భగవంతుడు చెప్పిన విషయాలను అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి. దాన్ని మనం మన జీవితంలో అలవరించుకోవాలి. అప్పుడే మనం భగవద్గీత చదవడానికి సార్థకమవుతుంది. లేకపోతే ఊరికే భగవద్గీత చదివినందున ప్రయోజనం లేదు. భగవద్గీతలో భగవంతుడు ఎన్నో విషయాల్ని మనకు ఉపదేశించి